Yoga for healing. We're going to jump right back in, and I'm not sure if you recognize, but this is the ending of that last reading where we were guided, our advice of being strong, having the courage, and that's how we're living, happily single, doing what we are supposed to be doing what we love doing, stress-free, and setting goals and going after them, being focused. While that other energy was sitting in a standstill, held up and in its own illusion, whoever they are. They are ashamed, guilty, and embarrassed. They know they are in the wrong and that their true colors are seen. How they came for your inheritance after leaving you hanging for sex addictions. You sat still, you paid attention, you know that you had to make important decisions. So you sat and you waited, and you're manifesting, and your wishes are coming true because you are the high priestess energy or high priest energy. And this is shocking news to those that are under judgment, facing karmic justice. You've been what they call fake busy, but you've been on your mission, staying on forward movement, which is causing them heartbreak because they're left out in the cold, because you're standing, holding your post, not losing sleep, having more realizations, being in a Page of Wands energy, young at heart, creative, looking forward and looking up, fearless, having the energy. And you're happy. You're not alone, whether it be physical, others that are on the same level that you may be around, or if it's your guides. While they're still hot and cold and detached. What is it that we need to have more courage about with this situation? What is it that we need to know more about with this Leo Strength card and happily single? Fucked up over you in reverse. Secret accounts in reverse. With your courage and your strength, you're not feeling fucked up over anything. It's in reverse. You are doing your thing. Maybe they're saying that you have secret accounts, or maybe they're getting rid of the secret accounts, or those have been blocked also. They're feeling fed up and ashamed because they're at a standstill and delayed. Forced into self-reflection, having to surrender. So now they're ashamed and feeling the guilt because of their own true colors. How they wanted the affluence to come in after leaving you hanging for sex addictions. But you're being guided to sit. Don't make a move. Meditate, because you have some decisions and you need to be focused on your wishes. What about this affluence that they wanted? They were going to come in and try to mirror your energy, but they're not able to because you're a queen bee. And you've moved on. You're free. You're manifesting this because you are a high priestess, which is shocking news to them. And they don't want to be blocked. You're not blocked. And it's shocking news that you're not blocked. But they're ghosted. Because you kept it moving. What about this heartbreak? What about this heartbreak? This psycho ex don't want to be rejected. They don't want to be out in the cold. But they're coping. Because they know you're standing your guard. And you're not missing a beat. You're only having more realizations, epiphanies. They're helping with your awakening. They're on a side hustle. They're dealing with chaos, a downward spiral, having an ego death. Because you're still on your mission. And they can't fool you being shady. And they're too late. Oh, wow. They're stuck in their memories. They may feel trapped under surveillance. They want to be connected to you, but you turned your back and they're dealing with legal matters. Now, everybody that has a twin flame or wannabe twin flame is not dealing with legal matters. So I believe that when that comes up, a lot of times it has to deal with the spiritual courts. Unless it's the same energy. Wow. This shady person is under karmic justice. They want to come in and love bomb you for personal gain. They're in shock of who you are, what you are doing, how they're under judgment, how they've been defeated. And they're in shock also because they're finding out themselves how they're really acting loco, obsessed. And they're left out in the cold with the rest of whoever they're out in the cold in the Five of Pentacles with. And they don't want this rejection. But you're off that roller coaster ride of highs and lows, hot and cold. Let's give me a card on this High Priestess. You're not a frenemy. You're not two-faced, and you don't have any hidden intentions. You being straightforward has them a little bit scared and in their emotions, suffering that mental distress, and that came out earlier, remember? They don't want to be rejected, although they're crazy in the head. They may feel like you're laughing at them and that you're overjoyed because they're out in the cold, having good vibes. What else do we need to know about standing your guard? You're taking off. And you're not accepting an SOS. You're not in distress of this love bomber. You're in this Page of Wands energy. And you are protected from this sneaky link that wants you to be a hidden lover or have a low-key situation, a side piece. Wanting to have a honeymoon phase. Again, it's been sounding off that they want to make a bond, a connection. Because they don't want to serve this karmic justice alone. After doing a disappearing act, being a coward, and they're lost in the fog. What lies beneath all of this? Whoa, somebody you kicked to the curb. But you're not a frenemy. They may have made themselves an enemy of yours But you're on your throne. You don't have time for that. They think you're all alone, but you'll play fake busy rather than have a fake conversation with somebody that has addictions to sex shops and sneaky links that wants to have a rendezvous with you only to make some kind of bond. What do we need to know about this person? You're standing your ground. You see that you're taking off. The shit is exploding. You checked yourself. They need to check theyself because they're falling apart, falling into pieces. What else do we need to know about this whole messy situation? They're not wanting to reveal any truths. And you're not fulfilling any fantasies that they may have. Because you're not a red lipstick stain. You are a queen bee that they can no longer mirror. There's no closure for them, but that's not your problem. Because they're somebody suffering with addictions while you're manifesting. You have no hate, no animosity. It's only facts. You're not blocked where they wanted you to be. Being in this honeymoon situation, you're setting the record straight that they are outdated, irrelevant, old news, living in the past and conditioned thinking. You don't do toxic. And it's game over. That's that. And I'll leave it right there. Peace.